SH sells entrepreneurship. In this episode, we look back at past endeavors.
I didn't know all these years businesses came and went.
Follow a self-made car repair business.
Being an entrepreneur can be fun because you can open a business in any field that you're passionate about.
And have the secondary fives advertise.
If they're Armenian, they can obviously see it and all be like, oh, this is a very nice Armenian school.
I'm Mostabran, and you're watching SHTV. Welcome to SHTV. I'm your host, Mostabran. This week's episode is about entrepreneurship. In Secondary 5, students have the option to go into the entrepreneurship profile. This hopefully gives them the opportunity to pursue careers in business in the future. Let's look at some of last year's notable projects.
Hello everybody. So here are our profits throughout the year. This is our profits that we've made until now, and then our profit predictions for later on in the year. Let's begin. Starting from the month of January until the month of March, every month we've made about $4,580 per month, which is actually pretty good compared to whatever we made last year. But let's take a look at how much we made with our new marketing technique and our predictions starting from the month of May.
So, as you can see, from the start of April, we have made a bit more profit, and it comes up to $4,900 a month. And after our new marketing technique, we are predicting that from the month of May, we are going to make around $5,000 or $6,000 a month as profit.
We just lost everything.
What do you mean?
We just lost everything. We're bankrupt.
What can we do about it?
I am lost.
Entrepreneurship classes were very great this year. I learned a lot. I learned the business world of it. I didn't know all these years businesses came and went in the school, and I didn't know what the work went into, but now I'm more conscious of what there is, and I'm really happy to know this and be a part of it. I learned a lot of my business and our business, and and looking forward for the future. Maybe I'll continue it or do something.
Convince me to buy this pencil. Well, this pencil is new launched by HP Pen Plus Gear. It's perfect. It has a rare kind of color that you can't really find around here. It's really expensive, and but the crayon itself is not really expensive at all. The eraser here is perfect. You can erase perfectly with this. it's really good to write and really comfortable when you write. Thank you so much for.
You might not think it takes a lot of effort to start a car repair shop, but it does. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. We got to follow an actual car repair business in real time.
Entrepreneurship is the creation or extraction of economic value through a business, which means offering certain goods or services in exchange for money. At Garage Champagner, the service provided is auto mechanics, which is repairing and restoring damaged vehicles. Being an entrepreneur can be fun because you can open a business in any field that you're passionate about. In fact, when you turn what you're passionate about into a career, not only will you enjoy working a lot more, but you will also be more likely to find success. Garage Champagner's owner loves his job and is very motivated to work because cars are his passion. Another reason why entrepreneurship is fun is because you can be your own boss. You're the one deciding your work schedule and don't need to live up to anyone else's expectations. You also get to decide your own salary, coworkers, and work environment. Working on your own terms makes a job not feel like work. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper into the life of a mechanic.
This is Garage Champagner. It's a small independent company that's not under a franchise model. We talked to the owner and he told us the story of his small but successful business. He started from zero at 18 years old and built up his own business from scratch. A perfect example of entrepreneurship. It takes years to become an experienced technician, and he's been running his garage for 26 years now. Naturally, he has gained a lot of experience over the years. The garage doesn't specialize in any specific type of repairs. They focus on general repairs and outsource repairs that need more specialization. The opening hours of the garage are according to the supplier's availability. We live in a climate where we have to change our tires twice a year, and the extreme changes in temperature throughout the year can lead to mechanical problems and corrode different parts of the car. With the help of his partner, he fixes these problems 5 days a week and makes his customers' cars safe for the road again.
Can you send me this pencil? Alright. So this looks like a really good pencil with high quality, and it looks like it will write really well. Like if you're on a test, if you're doing a test, it looks like it wouldn't fail you. It looks like you can do a lot of stuff with it, draw, write, do exams and everything. So I think it's a really good pencil. Thank you.
Not only does it take a lot of time and effort, but it also takes years of dedication and education. We got to ask Michael Tobi, who owns his very own business, 5 questions about his experience.
Hi, I'm Michael Tobi. I'm a former graduate of Supagok from 2011. I then attended Marinopolis College for 2 years before moving on to John Molson School of Business at Concordia University to study finance for about 3 to 4 years. I currently own a business called G2S Tobek, where we wholesale automotive and industrial tools and equipment. I'm the Vice President of Operations, and I basically handle anything relating to processes end-to-end across the whole business.
When did you decide that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, and why did you become one? What inspired you of where you are today?
So, growing up, my parents have owned the business for a very long time, since 1988. And I guess the first source of inspiration for me was my parents. Pretty much every day growing up, when we used to have supper together every night, the recurring topic of conversation was the business and what used to go on in the business, the good things that would happen, the bad things that would happen. So I kind of fed on that over the years, and the business really piqued my curiosity over the years as I was growing up. I spent pretty much every summer that I was off from school from the age of 12 all the way up to 18 or 19 years old, working for 2-3 consecutive months in business. And I had to learn every single department. I had to rotate across every department in the business, and I was able to see the good things that we had going for us, the bad things that we had going for us. And I'm a person that likes to fix things. I'm a person that likes to do things with my own hands. So I was able to use my creativity and my love for solving problems and combining them together to address the challenges that we had in our business. So that was a source of inspiration for me. That's, I guess, growing up from 13 years old to 17 years old, I kind of fed on that, and I knew that I wanted to be implicated in the business in the future. And then what ended up happening is my parents had to sell the business back in 2015, and when I finished university maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I sat down with my dad and we agreed to start a new business in the same field, and I just rolled up my sleeves and I dived into it.
What challenges did you have to overcome at the beginning of your journey?
One of the challenges with starting the business that we started in 2018 was that there's a lot of things that had to be aligned at the same time before we went live with the launch date of the business. So it was very difficult to plan and organize things to make sure that they all coincide for a specific date. And we had certain delays when it came to software or inventory that pretty much delayed our launch for a month or two. And in terms of a challenge, it's a big financial challenge, because when you start a business, there's a lot of upfront fixed costs, such as rent, such as personnel, so human costs, bills to pay, when there are no revenues that have started since the business hasn't formally launched. So that was a big challenge to overcome. It's something that I hadn't expected when I was planning on starting the business. And when you plan something, you're always optimistic, you're always thinking of the good things, but it's very important to consider the bad things that can happen. It's one of the things that, looking back, I would have done differently. I would have envisioned what are the bad things that could happen a little bit better and put some better plans, some better buffers in place.
What are the most important habits to be a successful entrepreneur?
I think one of the first things that's really important as an entrepreneur is to be curious. And the habit involved with being curious is to continuously want to learn new things, right? So always reading, always staying informed on topics relating to your business, topics relating to technology, things that can improve your business, trends, demographic trends, things that consumers are doing that you can take advantage of in your business. Then, obviously one of the other important things in my case, and I think for most entrepreneurs, is to take care of your mental health, your physical health. Being an entrepreneur could be particularly stressful during times where difficult things happen in the business, and if your business is peaky, it's going to require a lot of your energy during certain times of the year. So making sure that you eat well, you sleep well, you exercise as much as you can are very important things, because those help stress management and they allow you to perform at your best. Besides that, one of the other things that came to mind was to always surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, because that allows you to not stay in a plateau or in a status quo status, and you always feed off people that bring new energy, new ideas, new dynamics, new knowledge to you. So it's great to surround yourself with people that are smarter. And then lastly, I would say another important habit would be to have faith and trust in the people that work with you and the people that work for you. You don't want to be micromanaging people. You have to let them be. You can't be everywhere at all times. So it's important to let the people that work for you and with you do their thing with the knowledge that you've given them, and you trust them and empower them to do their best with what they know.
What advice would you give your younger self knowing what you know now?
So I might have addressed this a little bit in the first question that you answered, but first piece of advice is that nothing comes easy. And when you're in business or pretty much anything in life after an age where responsibilities start to become more and more intense, even the smallest tasks will sometimes face complications, and you're going to be facing adversities that you didn't think you would originally. So you just have to persevere through them. And obviously it's very important to have good organizational skills and plan for the day, for the week, for the month, in order to mitigate the impact of unforeseen circumstances and occurrences. And then this one's more of I guess it's a business application. It's very important to listen to your customer as a business owner. They're the ones that deal with your business, and they're the ones that deal with the pain points of your business, the things that you don't do well. And as a business owner or as an operator, what you want to do is make that process as seamless as possible for the customer. You want the customer to enjoy working with you. So one of the things that I would tell my younger self today would be to always lend an ear to what the customers are saying, to reach out to them, to ask them, how is it with us? How is doing business with us? Do you enjoy it? Are there things that we could be doing better? So it's just very important to, whether you're going to do it yourself or whether you're going to rely on your staff to ask those questions, or if it's your sales reps asking those questions to your customers, it's very important to lend an ear to the market, as we say it. And then the third thing would be to have empathy towards people. And the reason I say this is, one of the things that I guess I learned over time as a business owner is probably the most challenging thing in a business is managing the human side. So the personnel, the people getting sick, people getting problems in their personal life, and then it ends up coming to work. So it's very important to have empathy, to understand the struggles of your people, of your staff, and to be able to comfort them, to be able to help them, to be able to accommodate them as best as you can without hindering or damaging your business. And that's what will allow your people to be loyal to you and to make sacrifices for you. So it's always a give and take, it's always push and pull, and that's how you earn the respect of your staff. It's to show that you care, it's to show that you understand, and it's to have empathy, and that's something that I think can be worked on over time.
How do you define success?
I think success can be broken down into a couple different types of success. We're very used to attributing life success, at least in our North American society, to financial success, and to a certain extent it makes sense. Financial success relating to your business is when your business is flourishing, when it's profitable, when you're managing your costs well and you're selling a lot and you're making good profit. But I think we tend to put too much emphasis on that, and you have thousands, if not millions, of people that are very successful financially, but they're not necessarily successful in life because they don't maintain their happiness. So my definition of success, I guess as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is first obviously to make sure that the business is profitable, that it's growing, that we have good momentum towards the future. But it's also to maintain a very good work-life balance and to ensure that I'm doing the things that I love to do in my personal life. If my business and my aim towards financial success is preventing me from leading a good and happy life and preventing me from doing the things that I want to do, such as seeing my friends on a weekly basis, such as playing sports, just having personal time to do the hobbies that I like to do, and that's not success. So success for me is maintaining the ability to do what you want to do in life, your hobbies, your passions, and at the same time having financial success, which allows you to live a little bit more of a stress-free life. And I think if you combine these two things together, there's some of the key components to living a happy life.
Sell me this pencil.
This pencil, it has an eraser. It can erase stuff, and it's gonna erase so smoothly. It's not expensive, and you can get a lot of pencils in one pack. And you can use a pencil for everything, in school, at work, and for everything.
Entrepreneurship helps us prepare for our futures. Recently, we got to go to the Secondary 5 Carnival party and see how entrepreneurship helps us overcome any challenge we might face.
So here is the Halloween party project that the entrepreneurship class of 2022 was organizing. We can see students dedicated to make their Halloween party one of the best. These students have put a lot of effort and used their imagination to create something different than what anyone has ever seen. Most importantly, it is clear how much fun they were all having while preparing for this big event. And fortunately, everything went according to plan, and their organized Halloween party will always be remembered as one of the funnest events in the school.
Here's a short interview with the entrepreneurship teacher, Miss Lara.
Hi, I'm Miss Lara. I'm a teacher at Surfagop. I teach Sec 1 Ethics, Sec 2 Ethics and Geography, Sec 5 Ethics and Entrepreneurship. Are you talking about the class or just in general?
In general.
I think entrepreneurship in general is fun because people get to explore their creativity. It's challenging on a daily basis, and you get to learn about yourself as you grow as an entrepreneur. So that's why it's fun. I can't disclose all the information. However, I can say that they will be hosting a lot of events throughout the school year. They're also going to have their own projects that they're going to work throughout the whole school year as well, and sell products or have services that they offer. And yeah, I'm going to keep it like that. I think it was the idea of always challenging myself. Like I mentioned before, I always like to try different things and push myself to do things that I would be scared to, and then on a general note. So yeah. I feel like it's very repetitive what I'm saying, but it's really the challenge. Like there's a lot of times where I have something in mind and I tell my close family and friends and they're like, how are you gonna do that? And then I get to achieve it. So it's very much like using my creativity, challenging myself and getting myself to wherever I want to be. But it's one of my passions, so I really, really enjoy it. I mean, it's always really fun to have no one tell you what to do and to just do it yourself. However, being your own boss and having your own business is kind of like time consuming because you're thinking about it 24/7 because you want it to be super successful and you want to do a really good job. So it's like not having your own boss is kind of good and bad at the same time because you need to hustle all the time.
Well, not only has an advantage to science, but it can be very fun. You can do many projects as you can and like trying to sell it, and it can also prepare us things that follow us in life.
To conclude, here are some projects of previous entrepreneurship students.
Convince me to buy this pencil.
Alright, so this pencil, the quality, look at this, very durable. Look at the lead, dark. If I show you the writing on this, right, look at this, dark, perfect shade. Alright, now look at the erasing power, look at this. Erase is completely gone, like this book is brand new. Alright, I've tried many other pencils before, okay? I tried the blue ones from Costco. Yes, they're cheap, but they're not of good quality, okay? Filling out documents, doing homework, signing documents, everything is done with precision and great quality with this pencil.
Thank you so much.
It's time for this week's Secondary 5 Final Showdown. We asked them to do what is vital for any business, advertising.
Aujourd'hui, on est au Parc Cap-Saint-Jacques avec secondaire 5. Ils ont un défi pour le cross-country et ils vont courir aujourd'hui 4,6 km. Donc, c'est un gros défi. On est content d'être ici là et on espère qu'ils vont avoir les meilleurs résultats et on verra laquelle des deux groupes là va avoir les meilleurs temps obtenus aujourd'hui.
So the race activity is really going to challenge our perseverance, and I'm 100% sure that the Sec 5As are going to win the challenge.
So I'm ready to run because it's very cold and I'm pretty confident.
Hi, my name is Lara Naeem and I'm the entrepreneurship teacher at the school, and this is the next challenge in the Secondary 5 Final Showdown. One of the most important aspects of entrepreneurship is advertising. So for this week's challenge, we will have both Secondary 5 classes advertising our school. To start, let's ask both groups to share their advertising plans.
Our advertising campaign would entail sponsoring us at events like Kermes, when everyone comes from out of the school or from the school. They see the school, if they like it, they want to come, they can join. It's a sort of advertising because when they come, they can actually physically see it without anyone telling them, oh, it's a porte ouverte or something, that they can come. So we can do that. We also do ads on YouTube, Instagram, so people, while they're on their feed, and if they're Armenian, they can obviously see it and all be like, oh, this is a very nice Armenian school, they would like to come. Or even other people who are not Armenian would like to come to our school and see how it is. So we can also demonstrate our creative part of the school, which is the most attracting part, where everyone wants to see it and then be interested in the school. So first of all, we have the Crea Lab, where we have green screens, computers, GoPros, even a podcast section. So there's many things that we can do for people who are not usually in science or math. They can go into filming, into podcast, into anything else besides science if they want to. And also, I think you could have realized that my background changed many times. This shows how colorful it is, the walls, and how it is a joyful environment for kids.
If we were hired to make a commercial for this school, rather than organizing our own event, we would try to participate in the events that already exist within the community, because that is where you really see the involvement of the students within the community. And I think that's a big part of this school. And we would try to show the Armenian part, the culture that we keep alive within the walls of this school or just in the community in general. And I think I'm talking about the community so much because it is a big part of this school, and when people come here they feel at home, and we would try to capture that as much as possible.
Now that we've seen both groups' advertising plans, we've asked the students to create 30-second commercials advertising our school. Here they are.
This is super.
The way we're going to find out the winners is by putting it through a vote. You will find the results next week.
Of course I can sell you this pencil. This pencil is amazing. With this, you can study, you can work, you can write a lot of things. It's very solid. It stays in good shape for a long time. When you sharpen it, it keeps its perfect point and you can write very clearly with it. On top of it, it's very comfortable to hold. It has an amazing eraser. Seriously, it works perfectly. And this is something that has been with me since my childhood when I was in school. So I am sure this will serve you well. You can buy it. It's pretty cheap and it will help you study all your life.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching SHTV. Over the course of this week's episode, we asked many people to try and sell a pencil. Now, before we leave, let's try and tell you one more thing, the infamous bracelet.
Est-ce que tu veux acheter ce bracelet? Regardez sa belle couleur rouge, c'est la couleur de l'amour. Et regarde comment il glisse bien dans ton poignet. Je suis sûre que tu en veux pareil, un beau bracelet rouge fait dans cette matière silicone. Est-ce que je peux te l'acheter, te le vendre?
This one particular bracelet will take you far in life. You will succeed. You will be able to climb mountains. You will be able to reach the highest achievements in your life with this one bracelet. You will pass all your tests with 100 plus bonus 5. You will not need to study anymore. You don't even need to eat. You will be fulfilled with this one bracelet. You don't need to drink anymore. You don't need to sleep anymore. This one bracelet will get you far in life. Only this one bracelet will take you there.